G'day all, it's Brett again. Welcome back to another video. Travelled out west tonight. It's Thursday. Tomorrow is Good Friday, so we're going into the Easter long weekend. I've just got here now to Mt Druitt. This is out west. We've got the 20s playing right now. Tonight I was supposed to be at home. I got a late call up to come out to another NPL match, which will be Mt Druitt Town Rangers versus Sydney Olympic FC. I think this one here, Mt Druitt, this weekend is round 10. Mt Druitt are in the bottom 4. And Olympic, actually I think they're like 13th, 12th or 13th out of 16, and then you've got Olympic who are sitting in 8th position. Sydney Olympic did finish past the post last year, which were minor premiers here because we used to have the grand final system, the finals, which is what isn't happening this year. Yeah, so it's a 7:45 PM kickoff, which daylight savings is finished here now, so it's dark. Surprisingly, this field looks better lit than what it did last season. But I will talk a bit about settings tonight as far as ISO, shutter speeds, what I shoot. Maybe once I get back tonight, we'll go on Lightroom, maybe just show you a bit of an edit, how to dig a decent picture out of these dark, grainy shots. Right, they're close. But yeah, when I did come out to this field, I tend to shoot with my, I shoot all manual for these ones. For all my night games I shoot manual. I shoot raw. Shoot raw all the time actually, so I never shoot JPEG. Used to, but those once I got used to my raw, that's what I'm happy doing. Sorry, I'm just watching a bit of the game while I'm talking. But so anyway, this field probably in the GoPro looks well lit because the GoPro's probably bumped its ISO settings up for this part. In the middle of the pitch is very hard to shoot, so the best for these fields is to shoot on the corners. This goal mouth at the end I'm at now isn't too bad. I'm not sure what settings I'll shoot at. Possibly I'll do 1/800th of a second, maybe at 8000 ISO. The reason I do that is because I'm shooting 7D and a 90D. By doing that, it kind of keeps the noise down a little bit. I don't like to shoot 10 or over, so normally my limit is 8000 for any of these nights. I shoot as slow as 6/40th of a second at 2.8 at a lot of the fields I shoot at, just due to the lighting. And I with those shots you get a bit of ball blur, but you tend to get the player quite well in quite sharp and stuff, so that normally works well. But anyway, look, we'll leave it for now. I'll jump back on soon and we'll talk more. Walking over now, both teams are about to come out. Just go get some officials walking the teams out. a couple of those shots. Might put the big camera just up against the wall there for a minute. Hopefully no one kicks it over. Alrighty, back from Mt Druitt. It was a tough game tonight. It was a 1-1 draw. So we didn't. Oh, actually, there was a really good celebration because I'll put the video here right at the end of this video. So what had happened? I think it was in the second half. I think it was, yeah. The Olympic, they had a bicycle kick. It was crossed in from the side. They did a bicycle. I got those shots. You'll see them in the video. I'll put them in, which is this one right here. So I've got the sequence of that. It was like 4 or 5 shots. It was a good bicycle kick, but it was saved. Keeper got it. But then I went down the other end, and I had both cameras. So I had the 90D with the Sigma 120 to 300 on it, and then I had strapped to my hip was the 7D Mark II with the 70 to 200. So obviously as they get closer, I quickly just bring that one up and leave the 300 just hanging off my shoulder on the monopod. What I had done was they came in for went over to the far side for a cross. I got the 70 to 200 up on a player that I was hoping the cross would go to. And I was watching him, and as I was watching the player, he moved like he was about to attack the ball. And then before I knew it, it erupted. Everyone just went off, yeah, and I'm looking at this player and he's just bolted. So I didn't know what happened so I was there to witness it, but I literally didn't witness it. I had to come back and watch it on the NPL TV. What had happened, the other team, not Mt Druitt, had crossed it in, and they, outside the 18-yard box, a player hit another bicycle kick, and it was like a bullet, top of the net. I completely missed it. I got the celebration, but not as good as that winning goal, the goal of the season. If you want to see it, I'll put it at the end of this video and tell me what you think. But yeah, so I got the one that didn't count and missed the one that did count. But you know, that's football, you know, it's all about hit and miss. So sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But anyway, all in all, I'll have all the images up. I'll try and put throughout the video, it'll come up with what camera I was using, what settings. I think my settings were mostly the same, except for the ones that'll stand still, like the managers or a linesman. But the players themselves, all those settings will be the same. And I think out there, because it was very dark on the field, although it didn't look like it in the GoPro, I was shooting majority of the night at 640th of a second at 6400 ISO. Now I do say that's my rule of thumb. I like to just go by those settings in the low light. As much as I don't like to go higher sometimes because of the noise, I still do. I'll still go to 10K, but I didn't tonight. Tonight I literally stuck to my normal settings, which was 6400 by at 640th of a second, 2.8 on both lenses, both cameras. Yeah, so I think go through, have a look at these. I'll have the video at the end, and I'm sure once you see this goal, it'll blow you away because it was a cracking bicycle kick. Like, you couldn't have done it any better. But yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video, guys. And I've got another 2 games coming up. I've got one tomorrow night and one the night after. I'll slowly put those ones together and hopefully have a bit of content coming out over the next week or 2. Other than probably giving you settings tonight, I don't really know what else we could have talked about. It was low light, it was really bad. Like for photographers, I mean, for the players to run around, it wasn't the worst lighting. It's okay, but looking through a lens to capture freeze a frame and everything in it, it's very hard in that light, even with a 2.8. So, I don't like to go to 12.5K ISO because I just think it adds way too much noise, and I think it's a personal preference. I hate heaps of noise. I do use Topaz denoise, which does get rid of a lot of it, but you can lose a lot of definition too, I think, in the image, even though you can put it back through Lightroom and sharpen them up, which I do most of the time. But the higher the ISO, the more noise and a bit more of the definition has gone. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this content is good. Anyone sort of struggling with their low light and lenses and that, hit me up in the link or in the comments. Let me know what you have or what you're struggling with, and hopefully others or myself can help you out. I'll try and answer what I can for all those. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, cheers, guys.
It's the 0-0 game against Spirit FC. So as a commentator, I'd love just one tonight. And depending on who you're supporting, is which way you'd like that one to go. The overhead kick, and what a goal it was! Anthony Frangi! We'll talk about lighting it up! Anthony Frangi! One of the goals of the season! The overhead, the bicycle kick! No one saw it coming! Into the 42nd minute, the home side in raptures. It's